Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Lisa, and I'm here to share a couple of devotionals with all of you. The first one is titled The Grace of Courtesy, and this is part 1. What every Christian needs. He that saith he abideth in him ought himself also so to walk, even as he walked. 1 John 2, verse 6. Those who work for Christ are to be pure, upright, and trustworthy, and they are also to be tender-hearted, compassionate, and courteous. There is a charm in the interactions of those who are truly courteous. Kind words, pleasant looks, a courteous demeanor are of inestimable value. Uncourteous Christians, by their neglect of others, show that they are not in union with Christ. It is impossible to be in union with Christ and yet be uncourteous. What Christ was in his life on this earth, that every Christian should be. He is our example, not only in his spotless purity, but in his patience, gentleness, and winsomeness of disposition. He was as firm as a rock where truth and duty were concerned, but he was invariably kind and courteous. His life was a perfect illustration of true courtesy. He had ever a kind look and a word of comfort for the needy and oppressed. His presence brought a pure atmosphere into the home, and his life was as leaven working amid the elements of society. Harmless and undefiled, he walked among the thoughtless, the rude, the uncourteous, amid the unjust publicans, the unrighteous Samaritans, the heathen soldiers, the rough peasants, and the mixed multitude. He spoke a word of sympathy here and a word there. As he saw men weary and compelled to bear heavy burdens, he shared their burdens and sought to inspire with hope the most rough and uncompromising setting before them the assurance that they might become blameless and harmless, attaining such a character as would make them manifest as children of God. Though he was a Jew, Christ mingled with the Samaritans, setting at naught the Pharisaic customs of his nation. In face of their prejudices, he accepted the hospitality of this despised people. He slept under their roofs, ate with them at their tables, partaking of the food prepared and served by their hands, taught in their streets, and treated them with the utmost kindness and courtesy. Jesus sat as an honored guest at the table of the publicans, by his sympathy and social kindliness, showing that he recognized the dignity of humanity, and men longed to become worthy of his confidence. Upon their thirsty souls, his words fell with blessed, life-giving power. New impulses were awakened, and the possibility of a new life opened to these outcasts of society. And that's the end of the first devotional. And the second one is titled The Grace of Courtesy, and this is part 2, A Powerful Argument. Let all bitterness and wrath, and anger and clamor, and evil speaking be put away from you, with all malice, and be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you. Ephesians 4, verses 31 and 32. The love of Christ mellows the heart and smooths all roughness from the disposition. Let us learn from him how to combine a high sense of purity and integrity, with sunniness of temperament. A kind, courteous Christian is the most powerful argument in favor of the gospel that can be produced. The conduct of some professing Christians is so lacking in kindness and courtesy that their good is evil spoken of. Their sincerity may not be doubted, their uprightness may not be questioned, but sincerity and uprightness will not atone for a lack of kindness and courtesy. Such ones need to realize that the plan of redemption is a plan of mercy, set in operation to soften whatever is hard and rugged in human nature. They need to cultivate that rare Christian courtesy which makes men kind and considerate to all. The Christian is to be sympathetic as well as true, pitiful and courteous as well as upright and honest. Men of the world study to be courteous, to make themselves as pleasing as possible. They study to render their address and manners such that they will have the greatest influence over those with whom they associate. They use their knowledge and abilities as skillfully as possible in order to gain this object. The children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. As you go through life, you will meet with those whose lot is far from easy. Toil and deprivation, with no hope for better things in the future, make their burden very heavy, and when pain and sickness is added, the burden is almost greater than they can bear. Careworn and oppressed, they know not where to turn for relief. When you meet with such ones, put your whole heart into the work of helping them. It is not God's purpose that his children shall shut themselves up to themselves. Remember that for them, as well as for you, Christ died. In your dealing with them, be pitiful and courteous. This will open the way for you to help them, to win their confidence, to inspire them with hope and courage. And that is the end of these devotionals. I pray you all have a beautiful day in the Lord. God bless each and every one of you, and I will see you either next video or in the air. Bye-bye.